डॉक्टर बाबा साहेब आंबेडकर ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी.
Welcome to Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar Open University BBA lecture series for the subject of Basics of Accounting. Friends, today we are going to discuss Block 4, Unit 3, Elements of Cost. Friends, in the beginning of the subject, we have learned that accounting is an art of recording, classifying, summarizing. In the last unit, we have learnt that how to prepare balance sheet. Friends, this is relating to financial accounting in general. In the types of accounting, generally we classify accounting in three types of accounting. One is financial accounting, second is cost accounting, and third is management accounting. Friends, financial accounting means the accounts which deals with financial activities, generally chapters of share capital, debentures, underwriting commission, liquidators account, and some of the chapters which are directly concerned with financial activities. While cost and management accounting, cost accounting today we are going to discuss, but before that we are going to discuss the management accounting. Management accounting and cost accounting, there is a wafer thin line between these two. Why we start any business? To earn profit, to earn maximum profit. How can we earn maximum profit? By doing maximum sales. How can we increase sales? By increasing selling price. But in the 21st century, it is difficult to increase selling price in cutthroat competition. So, in place of increase of selling price, try to reduce the cost. So, reduction in cost is also very important to maximize profit, and that is why cost accounting becomes very important. Friends, management accounting and cost accounting, as I said, that there is a wafer thin line. The costing system, technique, procedure help management to take managerial decision. So, friends, let us discuss in this unit 3 elements of cost. The learning objectives are, we are going to discuss meaning of cost, we are going to discuss the elements, component of cost, and very important, classification of cost. Friends, in introduction we can say the financial accounting deals with historical data, reveals only the overall business result rather than department or group wise, and does not classify the cost with its various subclassification. So, generally financial accounting deals with historical data, means at the end of the year all the operations, all the events occurred during the year, and we are going to record that data as a part of trading account, profit and loss account, or balance sheet. So, that is financial accounting. So, mainly financial accounting deals with historical data. It gives idea about the overall performance of the business, financial position of the business, but generally department wise we cannot get the idea about the performance. Cost accounting has been developed as a means of overcoming the limitations of financial accounting and also to provide detailed information regarding the classification of cost and cost ascertainment. So, friends, generally cost accounting developed as a mean of overcoming the limitations of financial accounting. Friends, generally in financial accounting, as I said, that we have a overall performance idea, but if we want to become, we want to know various stages idea, we want to know various departments performance idea, then cost accounting is required. Friends, the dictionary meaning of cost is a loss or sacrifice. This is very important. Cost means a loss or sacrifice, or an amount paid or required in payment for a purchase or for the production or upkeep of something, often measured in terms of effort or time expended. So, friends, generally in our accounting parlance, cost means amount paid or required to purchase something. cost is the amount of expenditure incurred on or attributable to a specified thing or activity, right. So, friends, amount expenditure incurred, that is very important. Now, various elements of cost. Friends, generally the basic elements or component of cost to be discussed, which are very important for the subject cost accounting. Friends, the various elements of cost, the various component of cost can be broadly classified into three categories. One is the material, labor and expenses. Friends, material, it is the cost of raw materials purchased by the firm. Friends, generally when we are talking about cost and management accounting, the first chapter should be raw material. Here it is known as a material. In a material is a basic element of cost. In any production process, we know that we have to introduce raw material. Friends, later on we are going to discuss the various system of cost accounting. For example, process costing, operating costing, service costing, absorption costing, standard costing and so on. So, in all that costing system, the material, the raw material is important. For example, if we want to produce anything, it's generally in industries where production can be distinctly divided into various stages. Each stage is known as a process. So, generally in first process we introduce that raw material and later on semi finished, work in progress and then finished goods. So, friend, the material cost is very important component in a cost or in elements of cost. In a material also, generally this raw material consumption is based on the budgeted production, and budgeted production generally we can ascertain by preparing production budget. Friends, as I said that in a financial accounting we consider the historical data, while in a cost accounting we have to forecast about the future activities also. We prepare various budget in budgetary control. So, for that material consumption or raw material purchase budget are very important. Generally in a raw material purchase budget, we have to find out the usage or consumption of raw material on the basis of production budget. Production budget we can prepare on the basis of budgeted sales. For example, budgeted sales, we have to add closing stock of finished good minus opening stock of finished good. We can have an idea about units to be produced. Friends, on the basis of these units to be produced, we can ascertain the raw material consumption for that particular product. In a standard costing, later on we are going to learn that for one product we may need more than one raw material, a blend of raw material. So, friends, the raw material consumption or material is a very important element component of cost. Generally, on the basis of that total consumption, we have to find out that economic ordering quantity, that also very important topic in cost accounting we are going to discuss later on. Friends, the second important concept or component is labor. It is the amount of remuneration paid to the employees in the form of wages, salaries, bonus or commissions. Friends, we know very well that in a production process, when we introduce material or raw material, we need to do some labor also to finish that product. So, generally labor also considered as an important component of cost. Friends, generally when we ascertain total cost of a product, we have to make the sum of various component of cost. So, either it is a material, labor. In labor also we have a direct labor and sometime indirect labor are also there. Direct labor means the person or the wages which is paid for the process of production, while indirect labor means certain departments are there, for example, canteen department, other service department, which wages where wages are paid, that is called indirect wages. Third is very important, expenses. It is the cost of various services availed by the firm, for example, electricity, rent, stationery. Friends, generally in expenses we have two types of expenses. Some are direct expenses and the other are indirect expenses. Direct expenses means the expenses which is incurred during the production, while indirect expenses means which are not directly connected with the production department, but are required or to avail service from various departments. So, for example, if we have a canteen department, if we have a other service department, so the cost of that service department of electricity, rent, stationery are considered as an indirect expense. So, friends, whenever we are talking about cost accounting, we must understand the basic elements of cost. So, friends, keep one thing in your mind, that basic elements means material, labor and expenses. After elements of cost, friends, as I said that generally material can be divided in a two part, direct material and indirect material. Friends, direct material means material which is used for production. Suppose if we have any product like a duster, so in a duster if we have two raw material used, one is that one is that whatever the plastic of a duster and the other is that form of a duster. So, that is called direct material. Friends, generally in any product the raw material which is used to manufacture that product is called direct material. Indirect material means if we are talking about some machineries which is used for that product, so that in a production process whatever that machinery is used, for that machineries if we have any oil, grease, other maintenance expenses which are called indirect material. So, indirect material does not means which is used in the product, but it is required for the effective production system. So, as I said, the direct material means, indirect material means. Now, labor. Direct labor and indirect labor. Friends, the very important thing is in a direct labor, the person who is directly associated with the manufacturing process, right. In a direct wages generally it is paid on the basis of that total hours, right. So, how many hours the person worked for that production process, he is paid some amount per hour. So, that is called direct labor. Indirect labor means, as I said, that not directly associated with manufacturing process, but due to this maintenance of machinery, due to the maintenance of factory, other some indirect labor are paid in process. In expenses, direct expenses and indirect expenses. Friends, generally all these expenses which are called overheads, overheads can be classified in three categories: factory overhead, administrative overhead, selling and distribution overhead. Friends, generally in a factory overheads we have as I said, that maintenance material for machineries, for example oil, grease, some part of machinery, so which is called part of a factory overheads. After that, direct expenses, direct material, direct labor and direct expenses, generally in accounting cost sheet we get prime cost. On a prime cost we have to add some factory overheads. So, friends, in factory overheads we have two types of factory overheads, direct and indirect. So, indirect factory overheads consist some indirect expenses which I said for maintenance of factory and other machineries. Then administrative overheads. Administrative overhead means the salary of an executive, salary of a manager, salesman commission, other incentives which are given, right, that would be a part of third selling and distribution overheads. But certain administrative expenses like rent, office rent, taxes, so all that would be a part of administrative overhead. Administrative overhead also can be classified in a two part, one is a fixed overhead and the other is a variable overhead. So, fixed and variable overhead we are going to discuss later on. Selling and distribution overhead means, as I said, that all these expenses are calculated on actual units sold. Friends, generally in a cost accounting we will discuss that we have two types of production. One is a total actual production and the other is a total actual sales. So, generally all the expenses of cost or elements of cost are calculated on total production, but the selling and distribution overheads are calculated on actual sales unit. So, friends, these are the basic things. As I said that generally direct and indirect, we can classify all that component in a direct and indirect material, direct and indirect labor, direct and indirect expenses. In case of overheads, we have two types of expenses. One is a fixed cost and the other is a variable cost. Variable cost means the cost which changes according to the output, according to the units, while fixed cost means the cost which remain constant whatever may be the level of production. For example, this direct material, direct labor and direct expenses are a example of variable cost, while indirect material and other are example of fixed cost. Generally, the rent of office, rent of factory are also considered as a fixed in nature, and sometimes certain expenses are partly fixed and partly variable are called semi variable or semi fixed expenses. The wonderful example is a telephone bill. At the end of month, some rent amount is a fixed, while the some part will be charged as per the call. So, that is called semi variable example. Friends, in various elements of cost later on when we are going to discuss cost sheet. Why we prepare cost sheet? So, we prepare cost sheet to ascertain a product of a cost, and as I said that if I want to reduce the cost, I need to understand all the elements of cost in my cost sheet in a statement of cost. So, friends, generally these are very important elements of cost as per the nature. Now, various elements of cost, as I said that material, the original product from which the final products manufactured is the material. It may be in a raw or in a semi manufactured state. So, the original product, if I am talking about the duster, so that plastic and foam, so which is directly associated in the manufacturing process to produce that finished product of duster, which are called material. Direct material directly varies with the output and it is component of a prime cost. As I said that it changes according to the output, means if I want to produce 100 units, I need 100 units of that plastic or 100 units of that foam as a raw material. If I want to produce 1000 unit, I need 1000 plastic or 1000 foam. So, friends, so this is changes according to the output, that is why it is a part of direct material. Indirect material does not vary with the output and it is component of factory overhead. Friends, generally direct material in a cost sheet we are going to discuss that generally we have a direct material plus direct wages, which is called direct labor also, plus direct expenses, which is known as a prime cost, and plus we have a factory overheads, that is called factory costs, right, factory cost. So, friends, generally if it is a direct material, it would be a part of prime cost, but if it is an indirect material, as I said, oil or grease of particular machinery where we produce the product is part of that factory overheads. Sometimes it happens that certain depreciation on machinery is also part of factory overheads. So, friends, when I am talking about direct material, it would be a part of prime cost, indirect material would be a part of factory overheads. Now, various elements of cost, the second is the labor. As I said, in elements of cost, generally I am supposed to discuss only material, labor and overheads, but material, not only material, material means raw material, and what would be the accounting treatment of direct material and indirect material in a cost sheet. Now, friends, labor. To convert the raw materials into finished goods, human effort is required, which is called labor. Friends, direct labor directly varies with the output and it is a part of prime cost. Indirect labor does not vary with the output and it is a part of factory overheads. So, friends, generally direct labor and indirect labor does not vary with the output. What they said, direct labor it changes according to the output, that is why it is called variable cost also, while in case of indirect does not vary with the output. Indirect labor means the labor of canteen department, the labor of machinery operator, the labor of other manufacturing process where the component is not directly associated with that production. In third or very important, expenses. The cost incurred on items apart from materials and labor is grouped under the heading of expense. Friends, it is easy to make out whether it is a direct material or indirect material, whether it is a direct labor or indirect labor, but other than this material and labor, if we have any other expenses incurred in manufacturing process, it is called expenses. Friends, apart from direct material and direct labor, there are expenses that might be necessary for particular production. Direct expenses can be easily identified with or allocated to cost center or cost unit. As I said that, friends, direct expenses are very easy to find out and very easy to charge for particular product. But in case of indirect expenses, which cannot be related with indirect material or indirect labor, these expenses cannot be identified or linked with particular cost center or cost unit. So, in case of indirect expenses, generally it is it can be a part of factory overheads, office overheads or selling and distribution overheads. So, it is difficult to charge on particular cost center or particular units. Friends, in expenses, generally, as I said that on the basis of nature, we have three types of expense. Factory overheads, it refers to all indirect expenses of a factory such as wages of all factory staff, indirect material, rent, rates, taxes of factory, excise duty, depreciation of factory assets, etc. So, friends, generally when we are talking about factory overheads, all these indirect expenses, either it is a material, indirect labor or other indirect expenses which they have mentioned here like rent, rate, taxes, depreciation of factory machineries, etc., would be a part of that factory overheads. Now, office and administrative overheads. Friends, all expenses related to general administration such as salary, rent, rates, postage, telegram and telephone, stationery, depreciation of office appliances, etc., would be a part of office and administrative overhead. Friends, generally if I want to know the cost of any product, I need to total up sum of all the expenses, not only direct expenses, but various indirect expenses generally which is classified under factory, office and administrative overheads as well as selling and distribution overheads. Selling overheads, all expenses related to sales such as travelers commission, advertisement cost, cost of free gift, rent rates, salary of sales staff, normal bad debts, etc., would be a part of selling overheads. So, friends, generally in a selling overheads, we consider only all those units which is actually sold, not actually produced. In distribution overheads, all expenses related to the delivery of a product after the sale is done. It includes delivery van expense, freight, insurance, custom duty, salary of delivery man, packing for delivery, loading and unloading. So, friends, this is distribution overhead, but in general in a cost accounting we use the word selling and distribution expenses. So, it is implied that when you are talking about selling expenses, it is selling and distribution expenses. So, all these examples are very important. Generally normal bad debt would be a part of this selling expenses. Friends, we have observed one thing, that later on There are certain items which are recorded in a financial accounting, certain items which are recorded in a cost accounting. So, later on you may realize that certain financial items which are not recorded in a cost account need to be reconciled with cost data. Classification of cost. The very important thing is the different cost can be grouped according to their common characteristics. One is on the basis of elements, which is called nature, functions, behavior, controllability, normality, time, capital and revenue cost. See, classification of cost, let us go in detail. Nature of or elements. On the basis of nature, cost can be classified in three categories: material, labor and expense we have discussed. On the basis of functions, in an organization which manufacture and sells goods, for main cost are incurred manufacturing, office, administrative, selling and distribution. Behavior wise, due to change in the volume of production, there are changes in the level of cost. Such cost can be classified fixed cost, variable cost or semi variable cost. I have explained in detail. Controllability, cost can be either controllable or uncontrollable. Controllable cost is affected by the action of people associated with it. They are within the control of management. Uncontrollable costs are beyond the control of management. Normality, costs which are normally incurred to produce a certain level of output is referred as a normal cost. However, in abnormal situation where the cost need to be incurred if there is no production, if it is referred to the abnormal cost. Time cost can be historical, predetermined. Historical cost is one which is ascertained after its occurrence, predetermined cost. Capital and revenue, that we have discussed in last block 3. Any cost incurred for buying an asset is referred as a capital cost, while in order to maintain the asset, certain costs need to be incurred like repairs, renewals and overhauling, which are referred as the revenue cost. Friends, so in the entire unit we have learned that elements of cost means, in this unit we have studied about the elements of cost. We learnt that cost is generally measured in monetary terms, the amount of expenditure, actual or notional, incurred on or attributable to a specified thing or activity. We even came to know about the various elements of cost, which can be broadly categorized into three, such as material, labor and expenses. So, friends, in this unit we have learnt that when we are talking about financial accounting, cost accounting and management accounting, in a cost and management accounting, the elements of cost concept are very important. And friends, generally cost is considered as a very important concept or aspect in the era of cutthroat competition. So, thank you very much.
स्वाध्यायः परमम्